Yep.
We have Hurricanes head coach J.D. Arteaga. J.D., if you can please start with an opening statement, and then we'll go into questions.
Well, baseball's a crazy game. I don't think we swung the bats very well. I shouldn't say we didn't swing the bats very well. We just didn't produce very well the first couple games. I know we had that big seventh inning on Friday night. But we came out today and however many hits we had, 23 hits and 22 runs. That's a big day against anybody, right? It's not a video game. It looks like that in the box score. It's not a video game. It's hitting a baseball is still very difficult to do. But I thought our approach was a lot better. That we're getting some big swings and just kind of getting ourselves out the first couple of nights. Guys trying to do a little bit too much at times. And today we just kind of simplified things and hit the ball all over the ballpark like we know we can. Just it's about getting more consistent at it now.
JD, I was just looking this up. It was 1998, the only other time you had 8 home runs in a game, and that was a year after you graduated. You had just left.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a game with 8 home runs?
I haven't, and it's funny. I just got done talking to the team last night after the game. The home runs is really not a big part of our offense. The more we try to hit home runs, the worse we are. Any team is really. So by just kind of simplifying our approach and really just driving the ball, we put some great swings on good pitches, and we had great pitches to hit last night and Friday night. It just got a little long and just missed good pitches to hit. I think the good things, they're listening and they're adjusting, and now it's about doing it every night and be consistent with it.
That's kind of ironic that you gave them that last night. You told them that I said trying too hard. I didn't mean that, but kind of, at bat trying to.
It's absolutely no. You're absolutely right. Trying too hard is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's the moment gets too big for some guys, and the games tend to speed up on them. The goal here is to be able to slow the game down, and the bigger the moment is, the simpler your approach is, and those are the guys that perform in pressure situations when the game doesn't get too fast or too big for them.
JD, Daniel Cuvée is now up to 5 home runs in his first 7 games. What about him has been so impressive? It's his first 7 games of his career in collegiate baseball. What has been so impressive about it?
Well, he's obviously very talented, but the difference about him, he's actually a student of the game, works very hard, so sees the game from a different lens than a lot of people, and understands what the pitcher's trying to do to him. He makes great adjustments, pitch to pitch and at bat to at bat, and he asks a lot of questions. Why would they throw this if they just did that? And so he's always learning, he's always getting better, and that's a recipe for a great player.
And with him being, at the moment, your best producer, you guys moved up Jason Torres to the 4th spot in the lineup. Was your idea to protect Cuvée with Torres having such a good year as well? Or was it just something that you felt?
No, it's early in the year. We're kind of playing with the lineup a little bit. And obviously when a guy like Blake Sears is not in the lineup, he's going to be somewhere there in the top as well. So that's going to just add a little more length to it. Carrier not being in the starting lineup today kind of forced our hand to move Torres up. Dorian's Gonzalez is swinging the bat very well in the 5-hole. You don't want to mess with that too much. But the lineup, especially early on, is going to be pretty fluid and changing until we find some consistency and some rhythm in it.
Would you plan on moving Torres to the 4th spot? It worked today, going back to back.
Oh, we could. It's a possibility. Again, once Sears is back in there, it's going to change things. Do we hit him second? Does he hit third? And Cuvée goes back to 4th? And there's a lot of options there. And I said from the get-go, this team has so many possibilities, so many lineup combinations, and different guys that play different positions that, a game like today that you're able to empty the benches and everybody gets in that bat. I guess Perez is the only one that did not get into the game. You kind of keep that catcher in your back pocket in case of a foul tip or something. It's good for experience, but you'll see in close games, we're going to go to a lot of guys. A lot of guys are going to have opportunities.
How much confidence does this give the guys when so many are getting hits and home runs and whatever?
Well, the biggest thing is that it's the bounce back, right? This game is a very tough game, and it's a humbling game. So the ability to bounce back the way we did is what I'm most proud of. Nobody had their head down or anything last night, but coming down and coming back today and doing what we did after last night's game. Last night was a tough loss. Like I told them, all losses hurt, but some hurt more than others. And I just feel like we gave the game away last night. We had so many opportunities to get big hits, and we just didn't come through. And those losses hurt. We felt like we beat ourselves a little bit and didn't take advantage of opportunities. So to come back today and right from the get-go in the first inning, kind of manufacturing a run there, scoring and pushing one across is a big deal. And kind of sets the tone.
Also, I was asking those guys, all these games now, early early on, and I know you meet Florida Gulf Coast on Wednesday, and like I said, I think I just looked up, they're 2-5 or whatever. But how do all these games help? And I'm going to talk to you next week. Before when you go to when Florida comes, you start getting the heavier teams coming.
Yeah, I
in.
mean, look, it's at bats, it's pitches, it's innings played, it's situations that you're in that again, these kids, especially coming out of high school, the Hernandezes and the Kulikowskis, and the more opportunities they get, the more the game is going to slow down for them. You know, when you get into those big games, it's naturally going to speed up a little bit. So the more innings and pitches and at bats they have under their belt, the better off they're going to be.
That's great.
Hernandez had another solid outing. What have you seen from him working in his first few starts so far?
He's just throwing strikes. You know, he didn't have a great feel for his curveball and slider today, but still was able to pitch around that stuff. And you know, I thought he relaxed a little bit there going into the fifth inning. It's tough. These games are tougher to pitch than a 1-0 game. You know, you sit around for a long time, you tend to relax mentally, and it's tough to flip the switch, so to speak. So these games are really tough to pitch, and I thought he came on the fifth inning and really created his own little jam there, and ended up letting a run score on him. But all in all, he did a great job. Controlled the running game. He picked a guy off in the second inning, I believe, first or second inning, and just battled and threw strikes and what he's done all spring.
And how beneficial would his him having such a good start, and he's your Sunday guy, be in, I guess, expanding your having your bullpen be more rested, especially later in the season when you're playing UF next week, and then you have ACC games coming up soon.
You got to look at it two ways. I would have liked to get another inning out of him, just to force him to make some pitches past that 90 pitch mark, But the fact that the fourth and fifth innings were so long and he sat around for so long, I'm not sure what his pitch count was, but maybe it was 88, I want to say.
Yeah.
I would have liked to throw him, force him to make some pitches in that 95 to 90 to 100 range, because he's probably going to have to do that next weekend. So, but just with the amount of time he sat around and had to warm up a couple of times, we decided not to do that. And the bullpen guys, just about everybody got some action this weekend. So it's always good to get those guys out there and get their feet wet.
Anything else for JD?
Awesome.
Thanks,
Great.
JD.
Thank you.